From the conception of Digby, we wanted to set ourselves apart from other companies by being a broad differentiator. However, as the company evolved, we began to find we could perform better as a niche cost leader and still do well as a company. We believe that by adhering to our company's mission statement, which is to pay attention to the details in order to develop products that make life simple, has really helped us be a strong competitor in the industry. It also shows our customers that we're different than our competitors because we have them, the consumer, in mind when we create product. In TQM, we are consistently one of the leaders in cutting production costs. We do that so that we are able to reinvest that money into higher quality products for both low and high-tech product markets.
Hi, this is Krita, and I'm going over the products that we created and how well they did. The first I will start with is low tech, and on our PowerPoint you'll see that I chose to do the market share percentage that we had, and if you look, you can see that days was pretty decent overall. It was our first product that we had, and on the very first round it sold 1,350 units, which was great for us. We didn't have very much, well, I guess we did overcount because we had about 224 left whenever we ended that round. Our price on that was $34.99, and we kept that pretty average throughout all the rounds. Was the $34.99 with days. It seemed to work pretty well for us. It was our highest selling product. Our material cost was fairly decent. It was only about averaged, honestly, about $10 is all it averaged. We started out at $11.76, and by the end we were at $9.17. Our labor cost was fairly inexpensive. It was around $11, so it wasn't too bad. We made pretty decent on that. The next low-tech product that we had was Down. Down didn't come out until round 4, and it was a pretty good product. It was low-tech. It sold 469 on its first round, on round 4. We didn't have any inventory, or we did have about 36 pieces of inventory left once that got there. Our price on it was $34.99 as well. We kept it throughout the rest of the rounds at $34.99. We did pretty decent with that. The price to make it was also about $10, and the labor cost was about $11, give or take. Our first round, it was $15, so it was a little bit more expensive than days. Our market share on Down ran pretty good. We went up a percentage every round. We started at 5%, and then we went up to 8%, so that was good. The next products that I'll talk about are the high-tech products that we made. Our first one, which was our second product, which was Dottie, came out in round 2. we sold 203 of those. And then we had 63 on hand after for inventory. The price on Dottie was $44.99 and remained that throughout the rounds. We did drop it 50 cents in round 8. The material cost for Dottie was a little pricey. It was about 18. To keep it modified, and throughout the rounds it did drop to a lower towards the end at $14.91. The labor cost on Dottie was pretty reasonable, about I'd say about $11, $12 a round, and it was pretty good. Our market share on Dottie started out really well. Well, we started out at 7, and then we bounced to 11%, where we were the highest, which was awesome. Then we went to 8, and then we lost. We didn't even make the list on our 5th round, so that was kind of sad. But we ended up on round 8 with 6% of the market share. Our next high-tech product that we did was Dark. And Dark came out in round 3. We sold 266 pieces of that. We didn't have any. We had 41 pieces left over. We also started that product out at $44.99, and we kept that price throughout all the rounds. It did pretty well for us. Our material cost was about the same as Dottie, where it was about $18 a round. It did drop down to $15 the last round that we had. Our labor cost was about $12 a round, which wasn't too bad. Our market share on Dark was really nice. It was started out at 7%, and then we ended at 7%. We bounced up and down throughout the rounds, but it's we did pretty decent there as well. Our very last product was Dapper, and it came out in round 6, where we sold 315 pieces, and we had no inventory left over, so it was a good round for us. Our price was $44.99. We kept it throughout the rest of the rounds. The material cost on that was it started out at 17 and ended at 15, so it wasn't too bad. We have the labor cost on that was $13 to start and ended at 15. Our market share on Dapper started at 5 and ended at 6. We went up and down for the round. Other than that, we had an overall great experience creating our products, and hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thanks. Bye.
So this is the first part of our financial analysis for Digby. We would like to introduce you with our results about the ROS, ROA, and ROE. So our return on sales is about 11.4%, meaning that from our sales we have a profit about 11% of all our sales. About our assets turnover, we can see that we have a low. This is good because meaning that we have profitability with our assets. And the number that showed us is our return on assets, that it's about 18.3%, meaning that we are performing very well with our assets. In our leverage, we can see a low number. This is good because meaning that our company have their own money to produce and perform their strategy. Our return on equity is about 25.2%, meaning that we are making about 25.2% with the money of our shareholders. And the next numbers we will see in the next slide. So I would like to go to the cumulative profit, meaning that all the profits of all these years in our company is about 55 millions. This is a good scale where we can do everything that we need with this. The next two numbers, actually the next two ratios, show us about how we are spending our money. The SNG and I to sales is about 13%. This is a number. This is a ratio that we try to decrease during the years, because meaning that we are spending a lot with administration costs and are not having good sales. But we got a number of 13%. That is a good number. Our contribution margin is about 36.8%, meaning that for each unit sold we have 36.8 of profit. The next slide is about the balance sheet. We'll start to see our assets. For our current assets, meaning that we can convert this in money fastly, it's our cash, that is already money, and where we find 50 millions. Account receivable, that is accounts that will be paid as soon as possible for our partners, where we found 12 millions. And inventory, that is pieces that is ready to sold to the customers, where we found 5.5 millions. Meaning sum up our total current assets as 69 millions. For our fixed assets, meaning that it's harder to convert it in money, we have our plant and equipment, where we find 38 millions. Our accumulative depreciation, meaning that our plant and equipment is losing value with the time, it's getting older. So we need to pay about 19 millions for depreciation, meaning a total fixed assets as 18 millions, for meaning our total assets 87 millions. Now go to the liabilities. For liabilities, we have accounts payables, 6 million, so we need to pay this for our customers for next months. Our current debt, we don't have debts that we need to pay in the short time. For long-term debt, we have 70 millions. We prefer to go to the long-term debt because we have low interest rates and we can make a good contract with the banks about that. So our total liability is about 24 millions. For our equity, meaning that is the part of the company that is from the shareholders. For common stock, we have just 2 millions of our company and the stock market. For retained earnings, we have 61 millions, meaning that all the money that we receive from our business. So our total equity it's about 63 millions. Add up with our liabilities, giving us the number equal to total assets. That is about 87 millions. Now we come to one of the most important charts that we have here, our income statement. So in sales, we had about 141 millions in sales during these years. And we see that from this, we need to pay about 89 millions in variable costs, meaning labor, material, and care. So this is a number that we need to decrease. We focus on decrease for the next years. In depreciation, we need to pay 2 millions and 2 millions and a half. Our SNGA about 18 millions for the last year. And others like fees, write-offs, TQM, and bonuses, we spend about 4 millions. Our earnings before interest and tax, it's about to 12.6 millions, about to 12.7 millions actually. And getting off the interest and tax and profits for sharing, our net profit for the last year, it's about 16 millions.
Hi, my name is Delvin Sordo Mateo, and I will continue and speak about our forecasting. At the start, in years 1 and 2, we were forecasting pretty accurately to the demand of our products in both the low and high segments. From year 3 to year 5, we noticed that we were having more excess inventory than we had planned for. This was partly due to overproducing. We adjusted our forecast to accommodate for our leftover inventory to minimize that leftover inventory, and we lowered our inventory holding costs. Starting in year 6, we noticed there was a real demand for our products, so we stocked out in a number of our products, and this continued into year 7 and year 8. We were forecasting pretty conservatively, and in hindsight, we could have been more aggressive to maximize profits. In regards to competitors, we noticed in year 3 that Baldwin, Chester, and Erie were all in a better position than we were. We decided to look into why. We noticed that they were investing in their TQM, reducing fixed cost and variable cost, as well as increasing the demand for their products. We also saw they invested into their sales and promo budgets, increasing their product's customer awareness and accessibility. We decided to follow suit. We invested in our TQM and really focused on our customer awareness and accessibility. By year 8, we were in a better position. We were still behind Baldwin and Erie, but we had improved, and with time we can grow even more. Thank you.